Arts Sports. My name is David Willigan, and today we're talking Mizzou basketball. However, before I do that, please remember to hit the subscribe button to the YouTube channel and check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. Now, Mizzou is just finished up really the first half of their SEC season. They're 5-5, and already you can kind of tell some glaring differences throughout the season so far. The games they've won to the games they've lost, there's one glaring difference, and that's our 3-point shooting. This is going to be important, in my opinion, all the way down the road, because that's what our offense is built around. We're not really built to go inside underneath, other than Kobe Brown. And if he's just having a monster day, that's great for the team. But when this team is really at their best is when they're passing the ball around the perimeter, finding open three shots, and nailing at least half of those shots. They've had 3 or 4 games where they've gone on and shot almost 50% from three. But then they had games like they did on the road against Mississippi State where you knew within 2 or 3 minutes that it was going to be a rough shooting night. One of the glaring things I've seen on the season is for most of our road games, the 3-point shooting is almost 20% down compared to the 3-point shooting at home. However, the good news is if you're talking tournament games at neutral sites, Mizzou in the neutral site games this year against Illinois and then UCF did pretty decent shooting-wise, which will bode well for the tournament, especially if they can get on a run. The offensive style of this team, while I'd love to see it improve and change as the season goes on, as they adapt to their mistakes and their troubles, I really do think when it comes to the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament, this team is going to live and die by the three. If they're not hitting their 3-point shots, they're going to be out of luck, because the games they have lost, like Mississippi State, Florida, Texas A&M, they're kind of befuddled, if you will, on offense, partly because they struggle to get the ball inside, and the offense just becomes extremely stagnant. Not a lot of moving on the perimeter. They might pass the ball a couple of times here and there, but a lot of standing and dribbling by Shawnees or Nick Honor, or even Golston has dribbled on the outside and then just jacked up a 3 with a couple seconds left on the shot clock. They just don't take good shots when they're struggling, or they just can't hit the broadside of the barn and can't get into the flow of things, because really nobody's moving on the offense. They just stand on the outside. There's no cuts. There's no breaks. Nobody's really taking the chance to drive down the middle. When this team's at its best, they're hitting their threes and they're playing an inside-out game, and then they get a lot of backdoor cuts underneath to get those twos as everybody bites on the outside. But I know Eric, who's the other Under the Arch Sports guy, and I have talked multiple times about this, but you can almost tell instantly at the beginning of the game if Mizzou's going to have a good shooting night or not from 3. And when they don't, they've almost always struggled to even come close to winning the game. And that's mainly because, as I said, a lot of standing around, 4 shots, and they just struggle to go inside. So a lot of room for this team to improve. I do think they've done enough this season, especially without winning against Iowa State, that they're going to be in the tournament unless they go on like a major losing streak here in the second half of the season, which the schedule's way easier. Other than Auburn and Tennessee, you have a much lighter schedule in the second half. So I think this team still is going to go 9-9 in conference, be right middle of the pack, but it will be enough to get into the tournament. The biggest question is, will their shooting from the outside keep them in the game? Or is that what's going to end up losing the game for them? Again, half the season to improve still. We got about a month left, and this team has been constantly improving both on offense and defense, so they could fix some of these problems by the tournament time. And this team could become very, very dangerous. All I know is Mizzou has been a lot of fun to watch so far in the basketball season, which we haven't been able to say in a while. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the season finishes out. So stay tuned to Under Arch Sports. We'll carry all of the action as the season winds down and gets ready for tournament play. And hopefully we see a deep run from this team. Until next time, take care.